Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another DOW2 episode of the Propagandacast. I'm your host, Imperial Dane. We're off here to a 2 versus 2 on Golgotha Depths. And we will be watching here in the southern half. Noisy playing apparently as the Blood Angels, Force Commander, with the Black Templars here under Zanto. Going up versus incredibly pink and neon-like Hive Tyrant under Floid, and a dealer fighting for the DOW2. Two Xenos are working together, well, probably unknown Xenos reasons. Wild Xenos filth. Anyways, Farseer and Hive Tyrant versus Apothecary and Force Commander. You have two combined Space Marine companies ready to fight for the God Emperor. First engagement here between Farseer and her attendant and the tactical machine squad here of Noisy. Might see another one up here soon as the Tyranids are engaging Zanto and Noisy's scouts. Putting on the final continues. It looks like the Space Marines are slightly falling back. I'm getting a shot here, getting a lot of fire here from the Eldar. And already here forced retreat due to the sheer presence of fire. Meanwhile here, Space Marines are consolidating the center, and there we go. Tyranids are moving into two Space Marine forces. Will they be able to overcome this Xenos threat, or no, they apparently fall back. Oh, he's got Spore Mines joining in here to the Hive Tyrant and his tyrannical friends. Quick destruction here of a shield for the Guardians, getting a bit more cover here. Going to the advancing Space Marines. Got scouts moving up there with shotguns. Got a bit of harassment up here north from the Scout Marines. Don't need to be careful there. Zanto, seem not doing much. We've got a few scouts hanging about here from us, only getting a Devastator already as well. So the power shield is almost down, not really flickering much, and there you go. Scouts close in for the kill, quick plasma grenade, and poor brother Tantheus got blown to bits. Good harassment there, cutting off requisition from the vile Xenos. Looks like he's securing the central power. Another bit of an interesting decision. Meanwhile, got a power farm going up in the south. So far, the Space Marines are dominating the field. There we go. Tyranids moving into the center. Noisy is splitting up his forces an awful much. We've got flamers up for the tactical Marines. And there you go, a bit of suppressive fire from the shotguns, quickly knocking down those Banshees, giving them a reason to scream. Spore Mines listening about there. These Tyranids themselves splitting up. There you go. Heavy bolters supporting the scouts, and we've got some Termagants making one desperate run for it. As Tyranids are wont to do, I think. Bit of Hormagaunts here getting peppered with righteous bolter fire and heavier bolter fire, which of course is twice as righteous, as we all know. We got some Raveners here on the way for a dealer, and we got a... no, not a dealer, but Floid. A dealer getting a Guardian weapon, team the Heavy Shuriken. Noise reporting it to his battle brothers. Right here, the Black Templar seal might get them into a trouble. They're closing in on the Termagants, and there we go. The Captain Force Commander heroically ends the Spore Mines with his own blade, but there you go, Raveners going in. Supported by the Termagants. Apothecary doing what he can, but ultimately that's not quite covering. We are getting some assault squad there on the way. And apparently admonishing his battle brother for not getting flamers. Though Zanto responds that he is in fact getting the most righteous and holy flamer. We got some scouts here sneaking about, like scouts are wont to do. Noisy though, it has to be careful he's not overextending himself too much. We don't have to pay attention to a lot of hotspots on the battlefield, and that could prove to be sort of the result of a quick demise for enemy's units. We've got a power sword up here before the Force Commander forced away. Now the Eldar are joining in to support the Tyranids. So got their heavy bolters holding back something up here. Territorially wise, the Space Marines so far are in the lead here for the God Emperor, and there we go, Heavy Shuriken team in trouble. Flamers, shotguns and other fun stuff, they're moving in, but we got the Eldar charging in furiously. There we go, the bit of suppression done. Let's close in here with the tactical Marines and suppress them, including the scouts as well. Quick retreat there. In the meanwhile, scouts are engaging in furious hand-to-hand combat with the Guardian team, which isn't really interested in it, to be honest. Unsurprisingly. Nothing quite as fun as being in a brawl with someone genetically engineered towards it. Anyways, Party up running a bit too close to the armor of Fortune by the way up here. So far. Oh no, that was a bit quick there, went down. The Righteous Fury of the Blood Angels. And we got a Sergeant up here by the looks of it for the Scouts, all increasing numbers and giving grenades. Banshee's in a lot of trouble.
We will stand against anything.
Meanwhile, the Turnants also back here. We got the Assault Squad out. Doing more nasty damage to the vile, non-human filth. Two, by the way, note here, count 2 power farms up here for the Space Marines, giving them quite a bit of power. It looks like both of them have been revived by Noisy. Oh, it's quite a bit of manpower-wise. That could certainly leave the pressure on Zanto and leave him a bit vulnerable himself. So that's a bit of a risky move there by him. But meanwhile, so far, fighting seems to sort of be drawing away from the centre, so move to the flanks more and more. Noisy's advance seems to slow down here. And he's actually trying to steal the opponent's power in the meanwhile, and raid here on the power farms on the left did not work out quite well here. The Black Templars were able to stop them righteously. Now the Force Commander might meet an end as the forces here return to man. And there we go, almost synchronously. Everybody begins taking out except the dealer. Apparently no one told him or her, or passed him or her a memo about it. There you go, flame up as well. Turnit swarming out. The hive mind compelling them to do so. To consume.
There is the victory objective. As ever, we serve the craft world.
And of course, one wonders what sinister purpose could be behind the Elder supporting the Turnit. Probably not something good for humanity anyways. Scouts are moving ahead, trying to sort of disable it, but getting up close. A bold move, but getting spotted. Damn close there, moving in here. And finally, a D-Lords we can take on there. We're going engaging, using these cloak there, sort of quick getting there. Farsi also forced away. Sato holding their flank, somewhat. Turn it free. Heavy bolters moving up again.
The Space Marines are taking one of our resources.
No upgrades for the Apothecary. Could consider it. Maybe something sort of heal others, or maybe do a bit more damage. But meanwhile, Adila's territory is quickly vanishing, getting the power gens again, which is going to give a huge power advantage to the Space Marines. And all there we got a plasma cannon in the team on the way for the Black Templars. And there you go, closing in viciously. Looks like we got a sergeant as well, increasing their powers up close. Tactical Marines moving in. Attack carnage here. Righteous fire, righteous bolters, swords, and anything else that's considered righteous being launched at the Tyranids. We got a Razorback here on the way for Noisy and the Black Angel. Black Templars have lost their Apothecary, at least for the time being. The rest of the forces holding up reasonably well. Floyd's forces are taking quite a beating, and meanwhile the Elder are forcing back the Space Marines up on the right hand side. So the Razorback might soon be able to change that. Those assault members are definitely doing what they can there. Tank through the Turnits. They're made of cottage cheese. There we go. Plasma cannon flying quite far. Striking the retreating assault members. That was backwards. Well, that's done here. Meanwhile, Razorback supporting his Space Marine advance here. Getting reinforced armor plating. All heavy bolters. Making short work of the Eldar. And Sage's already teching up. That's quite rapid. To be fair, Turnit's holding off. We've got a Zoanthrope up there, pulsing with psychic powers. And then it seems like he's actually using the Razorback to transport his troops. What madness is this? What madness is this? Someone using a transport vehicle to transport troops. There you go, quickly popping out there, getting close with the Guardian team. Maintaining a strong battle presence on the field here, the Space Marines. And again, getting tons of power. Lots of upgrades here. Teleporter pack, Artifice armor now as well joining in. And making that Force Commander quite the force to be reckoned with. And quickly moving on to Resurrect. Splendid work. Splendid work. But again, leaving the right hand side in the meanwhile a bit weakened, though could of course surge back. Be careful there before losing the Razorback. Got there, lots of fire going in on the Razorback. Nasty hits. Brother Zato popping smoke there by the looks of it, but no, you need to move, you need to move. Interesting that Noisy never considered getting a Devastator up, might have benefited him as well. But already there, Sato is tier 3. Tier 3. Rapidly. Interesting enough, oh, there we go, seeing the Falcon out. Transport could do with some repairs, I mean, it's clearly seen better days. But Guardian in, and there we go, Banshee tank from the other side, quickly abandoning, trying to defend the vehicle, but it might be too late there. The Raids are back, sadly, and tragically wasted a bit of their field by Noisy. Could have been better. Meanwhile, Sato dealing with the Tyranid scum. Doing so got far pretty good with this Unicorn position. Sadly, though, the Plasma Camel Force, which are a good way of sort of dealing with this horde approach here from Floid, who's finally gaining back some of the power generators there. Falcon soon. Noisy, very short on unit. I'm wondering what Noisy might be aiming at. Could he be going for a Dreadnought? That could, in fact, prove to be quite helpful there. Turn it towards the way. Sato's so far with the largest force. His Apothecary, though, no upgrade so far. Good consider. Oh, Power Fist already. Power Fist. He's definitely pouring a lot of resource into Commander, leaving the rest of the force a bit small, but at the same time, he's trying to maybe hold the guard off a bit more than Genju doing that.
Instruct us fast here.
Further fighting in there. The Space Marines, I mean, they're currently sort of the ones sort of really defending, which overall gives the, well, Xenos foes sort of the, well, how should I say, the initiative in that regard, choosing where they can best attack sort of point the resources, which overall can make it difficult. So currently the sort of defensive setup for the Space Marines, in particular Noisy, is not really, oh! Bloody hell, that wasn't really clever now, was it, Noisy? And oh, there we go, Land Raider Redeemer on the way, it looks like Sato's going in heavy. Going in as heavy as, well, divinely possible or something. Oh dear, Plasma Cannon trouble. Sato's really in it now. He's going to have to sort of wait for that Land Raider to maybe turn the tide. In the meanwhile, right flank is flank as well. Looks like the aliens were able to overcome through sheer force, will, and will Zoanthrope and Neon powers. My god, that's some ugly colours. Only Schneider's could love that. Now they're going heavily in for the victory points. They're trying to turn things around that way. Forcing Noise to sort of further split up. Again, leaving the fighting away from here. A nice sort of counter-attack there from a dealer sort of harassing, causing problems. Taking up here. Got a missile launch up here, by the way. And poor brother Enrique. Put over here. Once more. Sato's having trouble now. He's really struggling here with the current force coming in. That throne probe, I imagine, is really sort of the main headache amongst other things. But probably also that Hive Tyrant. He's rather heavily equipped as well. So in that regard, Noise and Floyd, to a certain extent, I mean, their commandos reflect each other. But force sides, I mean, they're quite different. So, I mean, there's some interesting bits there. Also noting, also heavily upgraded. But Sato, nothing. Probably again due to the rush show for the Land Raider Redeemer. Question is, will he be able to redeem himself with it? Now he's sort of taken up as well, and of course the question is, he could consider at this stage a Terminator armor for his force commander, which would actually not be a bad idea, I think.
That's a good position.
Not reinforce those, bring them ahead.
Caution has its place as well.
Rolling through the ruined streets here of some unknown hive world. Engaging things left and right there, burning away, regaining that point. Meanwhile, fighting over here as well. It looks like, oh, now the Xenos have completely changed tactics. They're sort of pooling everything together now. Maybe to separate and deal with the separated force, of course, also deal with the Noise, which is weaker, inflicts serious damage, whereas, well, Sato much slower, but of course also much more potent. The question is, how will he deal with this? How shall he react? Will he survive? Clearing out some capillary towers there. Might want to sort of counter-attack here and drive into the sides with Noise attack from another side. But he needs something more. He's also flooding a ton of resources. Is he going for Terminators? I mean, that could work at the current stage. And now we got Floyd taking up as well. Floyd definitely sort of doing a lot of work there now. definitely the dominant player, I feel. There we go, something popping in. And there you go, the Terminator, some of the finest blood angels in the chapter. Scout Squad charging it, and there goes Shotgun Blast. Looks like something's going on there. They're looking bluish. Retirement under fire. Scout Squad not really doing well. We might get breakthrough here. We're seeing the Redeemer actually falling back of all things. Why not a grenade blast or something in those charging Banshees anyways? High turn force away. Terminator Squad winning the day. Still bluish, not doing anything. Tactical Marine seems to have been abandoned by brother Captain Noisy. More plasma gun fire. It looks like the Seekers are one being thrown back by the righteous might of the God Emperor's Angels of Death. Something like that anyways.
Brothers, return fire!
I'm having a hard time dealing with that Falcon. Might be needed to consider shifting away from flamers and O towards either plasma or missile launchers, help deal with the vehicles or the infantry. A bit better. And there we go, we got some Cyclone missile launchers. Definitely going to fight some buffs there to the Terminator. Still no upgrades for the Apothecary, he really should consider it, I think. He's still refusing to upgrade or do anything with those tactical Marines, it seems. And of course, making use of this is sort of a mobile command post, which it does serve excellently as. But now again, striking elsewhere. Looks like Noisy's joining up the stage to sort of counter the others, sort of holding up tactics as well as sort of combined force strategy. Land Raven that needs to be supported with everything else. Be careful here, could be a trap. Something similarly nasty, although the Eldar striking from elsewhere, from the flanks. They're also now tier 3. Could be going for an Avatar Kane, I suppose. I mean, he's playing he's not got a high unit count. We've seen the grenades shot here, you know, there's a lot of units in one. There we go, tearing through the Xenos, burning away, horrifying things. But taking out direct fire, I mean, needs to do something about some of those more subdued units, but can't quite. Now we got Gene Stealer trying to cut it down as well, with a very, very sharp claws. And sadly, the support from the rest of the chapter is much too slow there. Interesting enough, he did not move up the Devastator plasma cannon, so support. Bit of a bad move. There we go, the Agar Assault, trying to deal with the Sunfoot forcing away. And there you go, attacking from the side. We've got the plasma cannon, we've got last cannon, well, not the last cannon, right lands. And we could see the Land Raider Redeemer go down here. Needs to pull it back. No, no! What are you doing, Zato? No, you have failed the Emperor. I let him such a valuable piece of equipment go lost. Meanwhile, we've got the Force Commander going in there for a quick kill. It looks like we can finally get some Stern Guards here. Heavy Veterans might want to not take the point while under fire. Might want to kill the Dire Avengers first. Just a suggestion there. And he's charging his Force Commander straight into the lair of the enemy and intent to get it with his power fist. I think he might be pushing his luck a bit there. And again, not paying attention to the enemy there properly. A few mistakes there by Noisy. And now we got Carnifex on the way. That's going to be ugly. Got some last cannons up. That's definitely going to do the trick. Looks like they're guarding up here. And there we go, the Avatar of Kane, the red-handed god. The Tyranid force is definitely becoming rather overwhelming here. They definitely are struggling with sort of leaving a serious dent in and sort of wiping out units beyond maybe that Zoanthrope. And what is this? Terminators now from Zato. Nothing good there. And sent flying. What a dishonour. Complete chaos in the lines of Zato as the Raven are striking. Hive time marching within. There we go. Oh my god, that is something. With a Thornbat on the way there, just marching through like a huge neon monstrosity. We might got the Gene Stealers just causing complete chaos, tearing through the Devastators. Assault Marines trying to stay in through. Got Falcons through here. The forces here, the Spacemen seems to be not quite sort of meant for dealing with these forces. Getting overwhelmed, pushed away, but somehow now pushing them back slowly but surely. Plasma cannons flying through. Hive Tyrant sent reeling. Noisy, surprisingly short on units still. More plasma cannon shots. And there we go. We got the Carnifex just making its way through. Oh, the danger. And there we go. The Avatar. The Avatar. Someone's about to have a bad day. There we go. Rushing forwards to missiles and what else can sort of put in here. Carnifex coming under fire. We got grenades going off. Might get it, might get it. There we go. Plasma cannons as well, which somehow managed to bounce. Utterly chaotic here. Somehow the Tyranids have been broken. For the time being anyways, they'll be back. Victory points though not looking good here for the aliens. Fire slash there, sending stern guns flying left and right, and we got a Predator on the way here. In which case you should probably consider some NAS cannons to sort of deal with the Avatar. As that auto cannon there, or that cannon's always not going to be much battle cannon. Versus the Avatar. Still not great for the Apothecary. The Force Commander is, well, quite dead. Eldritch Storm going in there. Not looking good for the Terminators. Victory points cleared out. Xenos slowly turning this around, maybe. But they're definitely in a pinch. And there you go. Heavy damage to the Predator. He needs to back it out of there. What are you doing, Noisy? You don't seem to be very good with the vehicles. Exposing the rear, even. And that was that Predator. Utterly wasted, if anything. Might want to sort of reconsider his vehicle protocols. Looks like he's commanding up put together somehow, maybe. You really should consider maybe some Terminator arm. I think that'd do him good. Meanwhile, Seder pushing up here, encountering a lot of resistance. The Gene Stealer definitely going to be quite the match. Ravenous then following up as a second wave, so the Gene Stealer's supposed to fall back, not bad. Terminator's left behind. They might want to get out of there, or at least get a maybe an auto cannon to sort of help deal with these huge swarms of infantry. Might be an idea. Set the ship down to the root nest. And there we go, going into the centre. Adidas forces, besides the Avatar, actually looking rather tattered. He's very low in units, actually. He's got plenty of resources. Plasma cannon still sort of hanging about there in that corner. Chain 10 on it. Almost got the Homogons, almost. Not quite. And now we've got a fresh counter-attack going in for the Tyranids. Noisy counter-attacking in the hopes of breaking them. Tyrant soaking up a lot of damage, but they're ultimately forced to bow down before the firepower of the God Emperor. But looking rather tense, still no upgrades there. Looks like no upgrades for his Terminators, and what shall Noisy get next? Besides, oh, a dead commander again. He does seem to have a slight tendency towards that all of a sudden. Counter into the centre, the Elder strikes swiftly, boldly and resolutely. Plasma cannons roaring, missiles flying, cannons. We got some missiles there from the challenge. There you go, as Avatar attacks, so does the Tyranids swarm from the other angle. Now we got a fire prism out here, that's going to make things more unpleasant. The Apothecary's not really much suited for this battle against all these things at the moment. He really needs an upgrade to somehow be better for Sato. He really needs to consider that. Predator falling back here in the face of the onslaught. And he's got a second Terminator unit. A second one! Might be pushing it a bit there. Part of me would like to see another Predator, maybe with a last can to help tear down that Avatar. I mean, that one's really a massive threat for them. That huge, you know, burning sword. Just a consideration. I'm sure the Codex says those things need to be taken down quickly and efficiently. And another, oh god, ugly Carnifex. And Odia right into the lines of him. A huge flame strike there. Heavy damage to the Predator. Predator needs to fall back. Forward falls. The aliens go, oh no. Poor driving right there. That's kind of those firing, but fear it won't be enough. Trying to repair it desperately, but ultimately not enough. And I don't think the last cannon will be able to finish it off before. Can he? Can he? Maybe a barrage from the missile or something? No. Gets away. Is there anything here? No. Nothing to support. Oh wait, he guarded Avatar's down. Now there's just the Carnifex to deal with. Victory points are going down here for the Emperor's forces. Terminators flying all over the place. We got Ripper Swarms keeping some of the stern guns occupied. A nice job there while the Carnifex then gets close enough to here with the rest. Marseille to counter-attacks here. Getting close here with the... Oh, fireworks. Quick melter charge there. Doing a good job there. Further forces not inbound. Plenty of the power there for Zanto. Nothing happening with it, and still no upgrades there. He might want to consider pulling back for healing. Still maybe an upgrade. The Terminators continue here. The Blood Angels really are getting in at the best. Stern Guard veterans and Terminators almost got that Carnifex trying to turn it down there with the Power Fist. Fire Fist covering the retreat. Battlefield is really changing hands rapidly now. Spacemen is getting back the points they need.
Stand with your brothers.
Carnifex still managed to escape the wrath of the Blood Angel chapter this day. And going for the victory point again, they're quickly striking there, going for some more harassment, trying to again also delay though, the drain they're suffering under. I think we got a D cannon team there.
So they resist us.
Oh dear, looks like those Banshees might finally go down. They have definitely had their last. Spaceman forces now definitely looking the larger ones, and another Avatar. That's a bit interesting. And we still got that plasma cannon. Oh, nice strike there. Need to guard it and need to get those tactical marines out. But oh dear. Plasma force retreat. Another strike towards him, quite often. Not much considering he's still, you know, hoarding up another Devastator just for the heavy bolters not working. Missile strike. That seems to have done the trick. But Noisy definitely seems ponderous. She does make even sort of manoeuvre and cause some problems for. Further force from north again. We got the Falcon striking back once more. Avatar soon to ready. Victory points are very low, very low. And there go the D cannon bombarding from a nearby backland or whatever. Parapet. Once more, the space drop. He still has an upgrade. He's an problem, Gary. Come on, make him at least a bit tougher. I mean, he's not really going to be much use otherwise in this battle. He's not got something to sort of make him a bit more useful. Although they might soon have enough from an orbital bombardment, which could actually be quite useful if placed properly versus the Tyranid Swarm. At least it's forcing back and buying themselves more time. But no, again, another strike here. Straight into everything, straight into it. Just going nuts. And we got a Lictor on the way. We got another D cannon team here for the Eldar just bombarding. And we got the Scout dealing out coming to fire here from the Avatar. Just chaos. Not that kind of chaos, of course. Just strikes into the swarm. Lots of missiles. The Force Commander is down again. She's considered Terminated arm, I think. Avatar moving in. A part of me would say, you know, Dreadnought might actually do reasonably well.
Our allies are here.
Roll a turning against and needs to prepare for a proper strike. And again, upgrades, upgrades, brothers of battle.
The shots came from
It is a fusillade.
Picking up the right flank. Might try to outmaneuver some of those D-cannon teams. There we go. Being set up here to basically sort of create a kill zone here for the Space Marines. Not a bad idea, by the way. Pretty clever, pretty clever. In particular, seeing the Space Marines continue sort of attack from here. They're not really much into flanking compared actually to the Xenos allies. They might want to sort of rectify that, or at least Zato isn't. And Dead fast here. Lictor moving into possible harassment. Stern guard charging straight into everything. What does he think? Oh, he just... Oh, they got murdered. Not quite thinking that one from our field. Nothing's pouring in here. We've got the scouts there trying to disrupt the canteen. Just case. There you go, Falk. Boy, we're down. Space Marines charging into Terminators. Lictor getting behind anything as soon as the Terminators leave here. Clever, clever. Each of the dash cannons not been set up to support here. Noise not really getting a lot more units. Got some grenades going off. Terminators just being slaughtered to serve the Space Marines. And of course the D-cannons. There we go. The avatars just doing horrible things. Not sure why he's keeping the dash cannons sort of trying to deal with all of this. And we got the Tyranid strike. Farseer resurrected. The assault continues head on. We got a force commander trying to sneak around, but I mean they need to deal with the main force. They need to knock it out permanently. Instead he's just getting slaughtered again. I mean he needs to be a bit more careful there, Noise. He's wasting his commander much too frivolously half the time. Carnifex almost out. Trying to just take the point just at the same time making themselves easy. No. No. What a waste of a good Terminator there. Now it's happening again. Now they're just sort of getting desperate. They're getting desperate. Their points are going down too far and they're just using all common sense here. And that rather looks like it. So I've even got some assault Terminators. Now, not sure why I didn't get them before. They might actually have done it more than a second regular Terminator team, actually. They were getting close with some of the units. I mean, lightning claws, they could have definitely torn through some. Oh dear, so many Terminators just murdered. That would be a badge of shame there upon him. Such a tragic battle. Fast mechanic counter-attack. 13 versus 7 points. I mean, this is ever going to get very close, though. 18 and 4 to cap. And game over there. A loss to the Imperium. A loss to the Space Marines. In the end, their tactics and strategies had some issues. A bit too focused, for example, for Noisy on Terminators. Not enough in variety. Also not enough in anti-tank. And there was also another problem. He was really terrible with handling his vehicles, at least I felt. I mean, really some bad positioning here and there. I mean, there were some nice ideas, but again, the execution had a lot of flaws. Zanto, some problems with the Land Raider Redeemer. He certainly had the better force, he certainly had the preparation. On the other hand, he did nothing really with Apothecary. I think that was a bit of a mistake there from him. He could definitely benefited from some proper upgrades. I think that would have made him much, much stronger, and certainly also maybe more flanking. It was too much just, you know, sort of a battering ram, which, you know, didn't help. He was also not really keen on keeping up his, you know, bright lands when it was needed. So I think those were some issues. And of course, was Noisy, the kind of force he played, you know, wasn't quite good, you know, holding sort of large amount of territory, which he was trying to do. So there were some problems there. For the Elder, reasonably good play. Some problems with the infantry. Again, too much on the Avatar. I mean, they could have lost this had, you know, they not gotten a bit lucky there with Sator and Noisy's tricks. And of course, some good flanking, but still too few units. And again, too much focus on the Avatars and decans, you know, too much high units that could have backfired on them. In the end, I mean, Floid really was the star of the match here, really doing a lot of damage, soaking it up, running back, flanking, constantly keeping his opponents guessing, striking in, striking back, losing opportunities there, but overall playing reasonably well. I mean, good job there from Floid, also good upgrades, good use of units, good sort of follow-ups, you know, Gensealers in first, then the Raveners following up, for example. So some good work there, and certainly seemed like the Spacemen struggled to sort of adapt to his strategy and tactics. I mean, the only thing you can hold against him is this choice of colours. Yeah. So anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this Dawn of War 2 cast. If you did, why not subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, consider sending in your own replay.